Fever down!
Man, I think it's the next step up mentality as far as players. Our shifts keep changing. Everybody doing a different role, and so I think we all got the mentality where you give and you sacrifice, and I think that's what y'all see.
The Indiana Fever just did the unthinkable, and it was electric. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, going up against a fired-up Dallas Wings squad still stinging from a crushing loss to the Sparks, this had all the makings of a meltdown. A roaring crowd of 20,049 packed the arena, all hyped to see Clark and Paige Bueckers clash for the first time in the WNBA. But what they got? Something even more unforgettable. The closing moments flipped the entire narrative, and how you see this Fever team will never be the same. Then came Aliyah Boston's post-game words, 6 of them, simple yet powerful, that told you everything.
Yeah, I think for us, it's about knowing that basketball is a game of runs, and they made their run that third quarter, and honestly, just continue to stay composed and take it each possession at a time is something that we've been working on, and so for us, that was our focus, is get a stop, go down and score, get another stop, and we try to get a...
Picture this. The hype was off the charts. The entire WNBA world was buzzing. Clark versus Bueckers, the #1 pick of 2024 squaring off with the top pick of 2025. This wasn't your average regular season clash. This was the showdown fans had circled since draft night. The Dallas Wings? Oh, they felt it too. So much so, they made a game-changing call, literally. They ditched their usual spot at College Park Center and upgraded to the massive American Airlines Center, home of the Mavericks. Let that sink in. You don't move to a 20,000-seat arena unless you know something epic is about to go down. Tickets flew. The internet exploded. The hype? Unmatched. This was the game that would shatter attendance records and prove to the world just how far women's basketball has come.
Finding out this morning that we probably need to hold out again today. It really is a day-to-day thing. And I think for us, making sure that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness. It's anybody who's had some of these types of injuries understand that sometimes it's a process. She's a quick healer, and she's been doing everything that she can to get back on the floor. So, we just want to make sure that we're hypersensitive to the big picture.
Then boom, just like that, Clark's groin injury flares up 2 nights before tip-off. The most anticipated showdown of the season instantly turns into a massive question mark. Thousands of fans had scooped up tickets with one thing in mind: watching these two phenoms go head-to-head. And now, the main event, the marquee matchup, the reason for all the buzz, might not even happen.
I feel a disappointment for them more than anything because, you want them to see her at her best and us at our best. I hate that for fans. But at the same time, again, for us as a team and for Caitlin as a person and player, her health and wellness is the priority.
But here's what cranked the drama up even more. The Fever had just been blown out by the Los Angeles Sparks the night before. And not just a loss, we're talking total meltdown mode. Without their star running the show, Indiana looked completely out of sync. The pace, sluggish, the ball movement, practically non-existent. Aliyah Boston barely touched the ball. Everything that usually makes the Fever so dangerous just crumbled without Clark on the floor.
I think the biggest thing for us is our attention to detail in our screening. We've got to be great screeners. We got to make sure we slow down and use our screen and our spacing. We've had some games where our spacing has been poor, and that has not allowed Kelsey to get downhill, and it hasn't allowed space for Aliyah to get going either. So I think that the two most important things for us right now offensively is attention to detail and screening and spacing.
Dallas was absolutely licking their chops. They knew exactly what happens when the Fever take the floor without Clark. The offense slows to a crawl. Boston disappears from the game plan. The whole system starts to crack. This looked like the perfect setup for the Wings to pounce. A wounded opponent ripe for a statement win. But then came the twist no one saw coming. Even without a confirmed appearance from Clark, more than 20,000 fans still packed the arena. That's right, they broke the Texas women's basketball attendance record without the main attraction even guaranteed to play. Let that sink in. That's the power of this rivalry. and the unstoppable rise of women's basketball.
We'll start Ari today. We'll start her and bring Sid off the bench a little bit. I don't want to take Kelsey out of what she naturally does instinctually on the wing and overload her from a point guard perspective. So with having Ari and having Sid, they'll give us a couple different looks right there.
The Wings came into that game thinking they had a wounded animal backed into a corner. But then, bam, Coach Stephanie White flipped the script, shocking everyone by starting Ari McDonald for the first time. It was a total curveball, a lineup change nobody saw coming. No one knew what to expect from this brand new look. What happened next would reveal something buried deep in this Fever squad, something even their biggest fans didn't know existed. The stage was set for either a complete meltdown or pure magic. Then the first quarter tips off, and boom. The Fever don't just cope without Clark, they absolutely erupt. Ari McDonald comes in like a bolt of lightning, bringing a level of energy that stuns the building. She's pushing the tempo like her life depends on it.
Charles can't finish.
Gotta finish that.
Oh, beautiful pass. McDonald counted in one.
Run.
She's getting everyone involved so seamlessly, you almost forget Clark isn't even on the floor. Dallas came in laser focused on one thing: stop Kelsey Mitchell. That was the game plan. Shut her down, and the Fever would crumble. Simple, right? But suddenly, they're scrambling to handle Ari McDonald's relentless downhill assault, something they never saw coming. She's tearing through the defense, causing absolute mayhem. She's unlocking driving lanes that haven't been there all season. The Wings' entire strategy? Out the window.
Can't finish.
As a big, you gotta lean in. You can't be falling away.
McDonald has been outstanding.
Here's what makes it even wilder. McDonald goes perfect from the field in the first quarter. She's not just scoring, she's making smart team-first plays that open everything up. The Fever come out red hot, hitting their first 7 shots in a row. 7 straight. That kind of execution? Rare and electric.
Inside, can't get it. Lee Yu-Ru can't. Here comes Natasha Howard. 9-0 run for Indiana. Lexi Hull carries the 3.
The team that
You gotta get out on her, ladies. She's shooting 51% from beyond the arc.
Aliyah Boston finally starts getting the touches she's been craving all season long. You can literally watch her confidence grow with every trip down the floor. She's catching the ball exactly where she can dominate. With McDonald's speed keeping defenders honest, Boston suddenly has the space to go to work. She's scoring with ease and crashing the boards like she's been itching for this spotlight.
Shooting to open the game. The Wings are only 2 of 14. Howard lobs it inside Boston, and Maisha Hines-Allen got lost. Allowed for the easy 2.
and you down to Natasha, and she's going to get in the paint. And so the defense has to step up to protect the drive, and now she puts that air on the ball, and AB is able to finish that shot at the rim. That was beautiful.
The crowd that showed up to see Clark face Beckers is getting something totally different, and way more thrilling. They're witnessing a team finding their true identity, where everyone steps up and shines together. This isn't a one-player show. It's 5 players moving as a single, unstoppable force. By the end of the first quarter, Indiana's blasting ahead 33-13. Let that sink in. They outscored Dallas by 20 points in just 12 minutes. Even the Dallas fans are on their feet, applauding the pure basketball magic unfolding. Respect like that from opponents? Rare and well-earned.
Indiana Fever preseason has officially come, and it has officially gone.
The Indiana Fever did finish the WNBA preseason undefeated.
Caitlin Clark is launching shots from ranges that seem almost illegal for a basketball court, while Lexi Hull continues to carve out a reputation as the Fever's go-to weapon in crunch time. As one insider put it, I think Caitlin Clark may have even extended her range. She's making those deep shots look effortless.
The Indiana Fever close out the preseason 3-0, victory against the Mystics, victory against the Brazilian national team, and another victory this afternoon against the Atlanta Dream.
In their final preseason matchup, the Fever wrapped up an undefeated 3-0 run. but not without some tense moments. A concerning injury to a core player and unexpected remarks from their Atlanta Dream rivals added drama to the win. From standout performances to surprising twists, here's the full breakdown of how Indiana closed out their perfect preseason in Atlanta.
When I watch the Fever, even when they're not at their best, one thing I can't help but think is that they're just going to run teams off the floor and destroy them with their firepower. They just have so many players that can beat you and can score. And, DeWanna Bonner didn't even start this game. Sophie Cunningham started in her place.
Did you know Caitlin Clark was nearly sidelined for the Fever's final preseason game? Less than 24 hours before tip-off against the Atlanta Dream, Fever fans were anxiously refreshing their social media feeds, desperate for updates. The reason? Clark had collided with a practice player during the team's final workout, striking the same leg that had already been strained. The news took everyone by surprise.
They're just doing a drill, and if you're looking what happens here. Caitlin Clark pulls up. Caitlin Clark pulls up immediately. And a lot of people are saying that it's not the end of the world.
Picture the scene. The Fever's medical staff hurrying to assess their star rookie as the team's perfect preseason record hung in the balance. 2 wins, 0 losses, and now their top player was on the bench, ice pack on her leg. Fans began to worry if this was a sign of things to come. Was the pressure of the pro game already setting in? As the medical team conducted their evaluation, social media lit up with speculation. Would Clark miss the final preseason game? Could this affect her readiness for the regular season opener? With every minute, the questions only grew.
Coach just mentioned you've been limited in practice this week. Just how are you kind of working back from that leg injury?
Yeah, I think taking my time. I feel really good, honestly, and excited to get out there and play again tomorrow, work on things that we need to work on. And yeah, Maria's been great. Our medical staff has been really helpful. But I feel really good, honestly.
Then came the announcement that sent a wave of relief through the Fever fan base. Clark was cleared to play. Not only would she suit up, but she'd be in the starting lineup. Just like that, the injury scare faded into the background, becoming a footnote instead of the headline.
There's no reason to overdo anything right now. It's been the beginning of the season. Still don't play here for another week, but the last 2 days have been really, really good for myself.
You know what started? What caused it to get her?
I don't. Probably just a little too much basketball. I think, I love being in the gym, but I think understanding when to be in the gym and, when to recover and things like that. So I think just finding a balance and obviously just getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, it was nothing major or anything like that.
From the opening moments, it was obvious Clark wasn't holding back. She fired off shots from distances that left defenders looking powerless. WNBA analyst Robin Lundberg of Sports Illustrated took to X with a bold observation. I think Caitlin Clark may have even increased her range. She is shooting the deep ones like they are nothing.
Garns it. So second attempt, same spot, same result for Maya Caldwell. That's Caitlin Clark, top of the key, and drains her first triple of.
One particular three-pointer, launched from near the logo, instantly brought back memories of Clark's iconic shot just a week earlier at Iowa. Atlanta's defenders could do little more than watch as the ball soared high and splashed cleanly through the net. This wasn't just a rookie easing into the pro game. This was Caitlin Clark making a statement. By the final buzzer, she had silenced all doubts, finishing with 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds in just 23 minutes.
Natasha Howard gets the bucket. Step back triple. Kelsey Mitchell to the rim. Well, that's Caitlin Clark, top of the key, and drains her triple.
As the final buzzer sealed an 81-76 win over Atlanta, the Fever had done something noteworthy. a flawless 3-0 preseason sweep. What began with a scare ended with rising optimism about what this team could accomplish once the real games begin. With the score tight heading into the fourth, an unexpected hero stepped up for Indiana, and it wasn't Caitlin Clark. The spotlight turned to Lexi Hull, who had been steadily refining her game all preseason while adapting to a new role off the bench. It's worth noting that Hull closed out last season as a starter, proving to be a dependable two-way player, and during that stretch, the league's hottest three-point shooter.
And now BG says she's rediscovered her love for the game, saying Atlanta reminds me of home. I'm back in the South, and this was the best decision of my life.
She is completely fine, just needing rest, so we will not see her for the rest of this ball game.
Yeah, we can't give out all our weapons.
Turnover as Matt Caldwell got a little too deep in.
However, with the arrival of new all-star free agent additions, Hull has embraced a bench role this season. But in this game, something felt different. There was a new confidence in her stride, a sharpness in her movements that turned heads. This wasn't the same player fans had seen before. This was someone poised to take over.
I think more than anything, just being able to practice with our team. We're getting a lot of good reps in practice, and I think confidence comes from that. Confidence comes from getting the reps, the game-like reps, over and over again in practice. And our team's super competitive, so every single day that we've had of training camp so far has felt pretty much game-like. Like we're all taking it very serious, and it starts in practice.
The Atlanta Dream kept pressing, challenging the Fever on every possession and putting their perfect preseason run in jeopardy. The tension inside the arena was palpable. Would Indiana's spotless record hold up? That's when Hull stepped up and took control. When the Fever needed offense the most, she answered with striking efficiency, slicing through defenders as if the lanes appeared just for her. She pulled up for contested mid-range jumpers like the defense wasn't even there. One standout moment saw her split two Dream defenders and glide in for a smooth finish at the rim.
It's like, nah, shoot that thing when you open.
Lexi Hull getting downhill, finds the bucket and one, as this will be the largest lead for Indiana.
Her impact extended far beyond the scoreboard. Hull's defensive energy disrupted Atlanta's rhythm, forcing turnovers and sparking fast break chances. Her court vision consistently set up teammates for easy looks. The Dream had no answer for Hull's relentless effort in the closing minutes. After the game, head coach Stephanie White offered a glimpse into Hull's growth, shedding light on what fans had just witnessed. When you accept your role, as Lexi does, you can't allow it to put you in a box, right? White said, emphasizing how Hull had fully embraced her responsibilities while continuing to elevate her overall game.
Lexi's playing with such a high level of confidence. You saw that the second half of last season, her starting to grow into that. I think you saw it a lot in Unrivaled as well. It unlocked, I think, a little bit of creativity. I think sometimes when you're a young player in this league, when you accept your role, as Lexi does, you can't allow it to put you in a box, right? Like your role can change throughout the course of a season. Your role can change throughout the course of career.
White highlighted Hull's growing creativity and the team's rising confidence in her decision-making. She's done a really good job of putting herself in position for that, the coach noted, clearly proud of Hull's development. Hull, in turn, credited the team's competitive practice environment for her clutch performance. Confidence comes from getting the reps, the game-like reps, over and over again in practice, she explained. She also pointed to her experience winning a championship in the Elite 3-on-3 League, which she said helped sharpen both her defensive instincts and one-on-one skills.
That it's going to be an exciting season. I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, it might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, trust into the coaching staff, trust in each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be. So just excited, with the progress we've made even over just 3 games.
By the final buzzer, Hull had gone from role player to game changer. dropping 11 of her 14 points in the pivotal fourth quarter to help seal the victory. The stat sheet backed it up. Hull scoring under pressure was exactly what the Fever needed to close out the game. Her performance wasn't just impressive, it may very well reshape the entire dynamic of Indiana's rotation heading into the regular season.
Lexi does. You can't allow it to put you in a box, right? Like you still, your role can change throughout the course of a season. Your role can change throughout the course of career. So you want to be able to stretch and expand. And I think Lexi's done a really good job of putting herself in position for that, running actions for her, allowing her to decision make. Hell, I think in the Washington game, we had her playing some point. So it's a tribute to the work that she's put in, the confidence that she's built with her discipline and work ethic in the off season. And you trust her on the floor. You trust her to make the right play and make the right read.
With Hull emerging as a dependable clutch performer off the bench, the Fever suddenly looked much deeper than many had anticipated. In a single game, she may have shifted from being a valuable contributor to becoming an exclamation point in Indiana's push to make a statement this season. But the game wasn't without its tense moments, one of which showed a side of Caitlin Clark that fans hope they rarely have to see. Midway through the second quarter, Clark drew attention for something other than her signature shooting. She picked up a technical foul, a moment that revealed just how fiercely competitive she truly is.
Make it 12-3 run as they are now just down 1 point.
Picture the moment. Clark fires a bounce pass, only to see it intercepted by the Dream and turned into a fast break layup by Brianna Jones. Clark clearly felt there should have been a foul on the play. Her frustration erupted. She grabbed the ball and fired it against the base of the hoop. The whistle was immediate. Technical foul on Clark, her first of the preseason. What happened next spoke volumes about the team chemistry already taking shape in Indiana. Sophie Cunningham, known for her own intense competitive spirit, stepped in as the calming force. As Clark continued to argue with the refs, Cunningham quickly pulled her aside, defusing the situation before it escalated. In that moment, she took on the role of veteran protector, ensuring the rookie star didn't land in deeper trouble.
Cunningham actually stepped on somebody's foot and turned her ankle and had to leave the game.
Here's where things took a turn. Not long after stepping in to calm Clark, Cunningham found herself in a tough spot of her own. In the third quarter, she leapt for a rebound and came down awkwardly on Ryan Howard's foot. The moment she landed, it was clear something was wrong. Cunningham dropped to the court, then limped over to the Fever bench, visibly in pain. The injury was later diagnosed as a right ankle issue, and she was listed as doubtful to return.
Hopefully the Fever are fully healthy going into that game. Hopefully Sophie Cunningham is good to go in that game. I know she was seen in a walking boot afterwards, but that's typical. It clearly wasn't a serious injury, but it doesn't mean it's going to be healthy a week from today either.
Fever fans held their breath. Could this injury affect the team's regular season outlook? Post-game, Coach Stephanie White offered some reassurance, sharing that Cunningham had told her, "I'll be fine." White added that Cunningham was already in a cold tub after the game, indicating the team was taking swift action to jumpstart recovery. Still, no official testing had been done on the ankle yet, leaving a bit of uncertainty as the season opener approaches.
I don't think so. She was in there getting in a cold tub, so she keeps saying I'll be fine, so I trust her.
Despite the tense and concerning moments, the game also showcased powerful acts of sportsmanship, reminding everyone what makes certain teams stand out. Before and after the final buzzer, players from both sides exchanged genuine gestures of respect. Hugs and heartfelt conversations between opponents proved that intense competition doesn't have to come at the expense of real connection. One especially meaningful moment, captured on camera, came between Caitlin Clark and Brittany Griner. Though the two stars spent little time on the court together, they shared a warm embrace after the game. Fans took notice, with one commenting, "Great respect from Clark and Griner." These subtle exchanges play a big role in shaping the culture of the league. The technical foul on Clark revealed more than just frustration. It showed the depth of her competitive fire and the strength of the Fever's team chemistry. We saw a rookie who refuses to back down, surrounded by veterans who know how to guide that intensity. At the same time, Cunningham's injury left fans wondering whether she'll be available for the season opener against Chicago.
We did a better job of taking care of the ball in the second half. I was disappointed that we had 10 first half turnovers. A lot of them were trying to force things that just weren't there. I didn't feel like we were patient enough to get into our offense. So we did a better job of taking care of the ball. I always love when we have a high assist to made field goal ratio. I think we're going to find a lot of success when that happens for us. Quality depth, they came in and made impact, no doubt. And being able to, hold the team to 34% from the field. All points of emphasis for us. And even though it's not always that pretty, it's progress, and that's what we need.
These moments of drama and sportsmanship captured the essence of what makes the WNBA truly special, an elite level of competition paired with authentic respect. The Fever showed they have the intensity to contend at the highest level without losing the class and camaraderie that strengthen relationships across the league. Fans didn't just witness standout performances, they saw a team beginning to shape its identity, competitive, passionate, and grounded in respect for the game and its opponents. The preseason has come to a close, and the Indiana Fever have officially put the league on alert with their flawless 3-0 record. But this isn't just about winning exhibition games. It's about catching early glimpses of something special taking shape in Indiana, perhaps earlier than anyone expected. The chemistry between Clark, Hull, Boston, Mitchell, and the rest of the roster has at times looked seamless. Now, the real test begins. Can this momentum carry into the grind of the regular season? Teams around the league have been analyzing film, especially on Clark, crafting tailored defensive schemes designed to throw her off rhythm and reduce her impact.
You come in as a rookie and like you said, you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. You don't want to say too much. You don't want to say too little, and it's just so hard.
What if I told you that Caitlin Clark's greatest challenge wasn't on the court, but within the locker room? That her most significant achievement wasn't smashing records, but building connections? How do you excel without outshining your teammates? How do you blend in while still standing out?
It's crazy, looking back at a year ago today or around this time, I was just beginning my senior year of college. And obviously, people knew who we were and people attended our games, but it's obviously not on the magnitude that it is now.
Yeah.
So life just changes fast, but that's what makes it fun and cool. And, quickly started a new chapter of my life too, moving here to Indianapolis. And
in an insightful podcast interview, Clark opened up about her rookie year and how she navigated those challenges. Her comments about her teammates will make you reconsider everything you thought you knew about the Indiana Fever. What are her true feelings toward the team around her? From sophomore Aliyah Boston to Fever's close friend Lexi Hull and others such as Kelsey Mitchell and Nalissa Smith, we uncover Caitlin's unfiltered thoughts about them. Ready for the inside scoop? Let's dive in.
It was just a crazy year because you go all the way up into the national championship game and then you're playing right away.
Yeah.
One of my coaches early on in my career said, your rookie year is always so hard because you're in a new city, you're in a new place, you're with a new team, new coaches. There's so much that's not part of the routine that you're so used to. And you had that as magnified.
Imagine this. Caitlin Clark, the collegiate phenom, steps onto the WNBA court for the very first time. All eyes are fixed on her, with expectations soaring high. However, Clark's greatest obstacle isn't her performance on the court, it's finding her place within the team. During an eye-opening episode of the New Heights podcast, Clark delved into her rookie anxieties. She shared,
but in my scenario, and obviously you guys too, you're already highly thought of. People are turning to you to be something or be someone. So it's hard. You're trying to get your feet wet, but also not do too much. And I think that's kind of what I struggled in early on is I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how they're going to react.
Pressure was overwhelming, and Clark felt torn between two worlds. She spoke about feeling adrift in the locker room. Should she take the lead or go along with the group? It was a mental battle intensified by her fame. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Clark discovered a positive side. The fast-paced WNBA environment kept her concentrated.
But I think it was good a little bit too. Like, you don't have time to overthink things. Like, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
like, you're just on to the next. But at the same time, like, you don't, like, I feel like I never really ended the chapter of college. Like, it was just like, you up and left. But maybe that's good. You don't have a lot of time to think about it. So I think that's definitely the weirdest part of, you know, women's professional basketball and obviously college basketball too. It's just that change. But that's kind of how it has to be too. So it's just different.
Her teammates became her rock during this wild transition. While some teammates caused problems in the beginning, eventually everyone came together to thrive in the WNBA.
For not knowing, you nailed it.
But also, like, I had a lot of really good vets around me too. So I feel very grateful for that. And we had a fairly young team too. So like, people had been through it fairly recently, so they knew how I felt. But like, I feel like that definitely is a huge challenge. And that goes for whatever professional sport. Like, you're trying to learn, but also people are looking at you like, you got to perform and like be what they drafted you to be. And that can be tough.
In a heartfelt moment, Clark confessed, "I feel like I never truly closed the chapter of college. It was just like you left. But maybe that's for the best. There isn't much time to dwell on it." This highlighted just how abrupt and challenging the transition to the pros can be, even for a star like Clark.
You mentioned the vets, and I think, you know, for me at least, there was a lot. Some vets were incredible. Some of the vets, obviously, you're competing for jobs, so there's a little bit there, but you lean so much as a young player on your vets, and you lean so much from like, even just like in Philly, there's so many great players that played for the Eagles that, like Harold Carmichael, who was a legendary Philadelphia Eagle, was like always around and willing to lend advice or anything. Did you have many former players or current players like reach out to you that really helped you in transitioning into the WNBA?
As Caitlin Clark continues to navigate the high-pressure world of the WNBA, her journey stands as a powerful example of resilience and growth. From overcoming locker room challenges to embracing the fast-paced professional lifestyle, Clark is not only proving her prowess on the court, but also her ability to build meaningful connections with her teammates. Her honest reflections highlight the complexities of transitioning from college stardom to the pros, reminding us that even the brightest stars face their own set of challenges. What do you think the future holds for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever?
So, a couple of days ago, a clip got released. And, well, was this yesterday? Either way, we have got a couple of days ago, Caitlin Clark was she was in New York, I think, supporting Butler. And she, while she was there, doesn't matter where she is, Caitlin Clark is going to do whatever she can to.
NBA veteran Patty Mills recently crossed paths with WNBA star Caitlin Clark during an exclusive workout session in New York, and his candid reaction is causing waves in the basketball world. The Australian sharpshooter couldn't hide his awe as he watched Clark's intense training routine. Today, we're diving into the full story of this unexpected meeting between two basketball legends, a moment nobody saw coming.
Fast forward to today, right? NBPA basketball gym, right?
Okay, the Players Association.
Players Association, they gave us a gym that I paid for. Not entirely, but they took money out of my check and I paid for it.
You better get the full usage of that.
Man, I got hot tub, cold tub, weight room, full court basketball room. I walk in today, I'm on one side working out, Caitlin Clark on the other side.
Really?
I look at myself, there you go, two legends, Patty.
Did you say what's up?
You know I say what's up, but I'm not the type to say what's up to interrupt your workout because I don't like people to interrupt mine. She can shoot the shit out of it.
And the WNBA assist leader this past year.
Let's dive straight into this incredible story that's taking the basketball world by storm. Just a few days ago, Caitlin Clark was spotted in New York City, showing her support for Butler University's basketball program. Her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, serves as an assistant coach for the team. But true to Caitlin Clark's style, even while on the road, basketball was always her #1 focus.
And she's one of those workout people, got to think, anytime I hit the court, I got to hit that bike. I'm older now, so I got to get on that bike and stroll for a couple 5, 6, 7 minutes. So while I'm strolling through the park, I'm looking at her shoot it. And she's one of those shooters where, if as a gym rat, you guys know, like, bro, why you throw that pass bad? Give me the ball in my chest. I'm like, oh, she's a gangster also.
She's lighting people up.
Throw me the ball the way I want it.
What drill was it? What drill was she running?
I don't know. She was doing a 2 in a row corner wing. And if you miss, you have to go back to the next spot. And if you missed again, you have to go back to the starting spot. She had a nice drill. I'm literally still in it.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
What makes this story stand out is that while Caitlin Clark was working hard at the NBPA gym in Manhattan, NBA vet Patty Mills took notice. Known for his shooting skills and professionalism, Mills, a respected NBA player with a championship under his belt, was clearly impressed by Clark's intense workout. When someone of Mills's caliber gives praise, people listen. Mills was training on one side of the court when he spotted Clark on the other. Instead of interrupting, he quietly observed, and what he saw made an impression. Two legends in the same gym, Mills said. He was particularly impressed by Clark's shooting, saying, "She can shoot the hell out of the ball." Coming from a shooting expert like Mills, this was high praise for Clark's skills. It wasn't just Clark's shooting that impressed Mills, but her perfectionist approach to drills. Mills noticed how she demanded precision from her training partners, saying, "Give me the ball in my chest." This attention to detail revealed something key. Elite shooters aren't just talented, they're meticulous. Mills quickly recognized that this mentality is what separates good players from great ones. Mills was impressed by a drill Clark was doing, a 2 in a row corner wing drill where misses force you to move back. He was so impressed, he said, "I'm literally stealing it." This moment shattered old ideas about the gap between men's and women's basketball, showing that excellence in shooting and training knows no gender. What makes Clark's dedication stand out is the context. She wasn't even in New York for basketball, but still made time to train. Her legendary work ethic is well known, like when she trained in Indiana before flying to Kansas City for a Chiefs playoff game with Taylor Swift. It's not just about skills, it's a mindset of constant improvement that defines greatness. Mills calling Clark the face of the league speaks volumes. Acknowledgement from an established male player like Mills shows her huge impact on basketball culture, transcending league boundaries. As she transitions from college to the pros, Clark is taking it seriously, grinding in gyms and refining her game, never resting on her accomplishments or success. It's the unseen work that predicts greatness, not the early stats or highlight reels. Clark's physical transformation speaks volumes. Her strength and conditioning have soared, showing she's not just relying on skill, but building the power needed to dominate the WNBA's grueling demands. While others rest, Clark stays relentless, proving that true success comes from consistent dedication, no matter the circumstances. Mills knows it. This is the foundation of greatness.
Like a lot more odds. This is like for real. I feel like I'm like in a little bit of a dream, but it's just super dope, super cool. I don't know if I ever seen myself on like this many billboards and pictures, so this is really good. Oh, now it's really real, huh? This is dope. Okay. I gotta get used to 2.5. This is my first time.
Something unexpected went down in Indiana, and it's shaking the WNBA to its core. No big press conferences, no spotlight, no orchestrated moments, just a quiet entrance that has the league scrambling to figure out what's next.
On the court, Bonner! Bonner, the logo 3 at the shot clock. Mounting in the scheme.
Bonner makes her career best.
Bonner hits the 3.
Bonner launches over Savali, got the 3.
DeWanna Bonner, two-time WNBA champion, future Hall of Famer, and one of the most respected vets in the game, made her way into Indiana without a hint of drama. No waiting around. And where did she go first? Right to the gym. Her work ethic is impeccable. She is exactly the type of player that the Indiana Fever needed.
Similar to what DB said about the competitive fire you all had, the moment you had in the playoffs last year, all those things. How do you think your competitive fire can mesh with hers?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you want. You want your teammates to be just as competitive as you are. So I think training camp's going to be really fun. That's when you're competing live. You're getting after things. Coaches are figuring out what lineups work, what lineups don't. So I think it's more so like the drive of pushing your teammates to get better. And I think that's exactly what she speaks to when she talks about her leadership. Like, that's going to push all of us to get better when you can see a vet like that come in here and want to get better every single day still. You're 12 plus whatever they are in their career. That's inspiring. That motivates you to want to be better too, but just exciting.
But waiting for her wasn't a coach, an agent, or a front office exec. It was no other than Caitlin Clark. Clearly the main reason DeWanna joined the team, so she was excited to see her.
Thank you very much. That's what 6'5" would do for you. Pick up, rebound, Fagbinley. Futility from 3 for the Sparks. Over there, Fagbinley comes up with it. Here's Clark and Trent leaves it behind for. There's just 1 of 5. They go threes.
Yeah, they do. Nice.
The rookie sensation, the once-in-a-generation talent, the player every team in the league has been scrambling to figure out.
South Carolina players in this game, by the way.
Sure do.
Tiffany Mitchell, Alicia Gray.
South Carolina players in this game, Tiffany Mitchell, Alicia Gray, and the big question lingering? Why? Why would a battle-tested veteran skip the usual welcome parties to hit the gym with a rookie? This wasn't just a workout. This was a message to let everyone in the league know that they are coming prepared for the new upcoming season. And if you think this is just another off-season move, brace yourself for a rude awakening. The Indiana Fever has something big planned up their sleeve. The WNBA is on the verge of a major shift, and the Indiana Fever is right in the middle of it. This season is just getting started, and you won't want to miss a single moment.
What's up, Fever fans? DB here. So happy to be here, so excited. I'll see you guys in May.
No welcome parade, no PR stunt, no fluff. DeWanna Bonner didn't come to Indiana for the media circus. She came for one thing: business. A two-time WNBA champion, a future Hall of Famer, and one of the game's most respected veterans. But instead of basking in the spotlight or making a dramatic entrance, she went straight to the gym.
I'm just happy that I can still be a part of it. I'm happy that I'm still wanted, in different organizations and have the free agency that I had. And I'm coming to probably one of the best fan bases in the world right now, so I'm pretty honored to.
No cameras, no distractions, just pure focus. That's not a casual arrival. That's a message. When a player of Bonner's caliber bypasses the theatrics and heads straight to work, it's clear she's got unfinished business. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Bonner isn't stepping into Indiana as the face of the franchise. She's not here to demand the ball, dominate games, or make a statement. She's taking on a role most superstars would avoid, a supporting piece to an already budding young core.
I'm coming to probably one of the best fan bases in the world right now.
That's almost unheard of in professional basketball, where ego usually collides with team chemistry. But for Bonner, This isn't about status, it's about strategy. She sees something special in this Indiana squad, and she knows exactly how to take it to the next level.
The way they came back the second game, it just makes you excited to, okay, I want to be a part of that. They didn't lay down and quit. They came back and actually tried to beat us early, that next game. So it just shows a lot about their character and how hungry they are. And
her first move in a Fever uniform made one thing obvious. She's here to win, and she's not wasting a second. She's linking up with the player poised to redefine the league, Caitlin Clark. This isn't just mentorship, it's about building chemistry, trust, and ensuring Indiana isn't just competitive, but dominant.
Time and his third, currently 5 catchings for second.
Time and again, Bonner's message is simple. Clark doesn't need someone to shape her. She's already built for this moment. That's what makes this move so dangerous for the rest of the WNBA. Because if you thought Bonner was just here to mentor Clark, think again. She's here to partner up, to sharpen her, to elevate her. And if that playoff battle was any sign, these two aren't just going to coexist, they're going to dominate. Let's be real. DeWanna Bonner could have gone anywhere. Teams lined up, contenders made their pitches. She had the leverage to choose a championship-ready roster. But she chose Indiana, a team still finding its stride, a franchise that, just a couple years ago, was an afterthought in the playoff hunt. That's not just a decision, that's a statement. A player of her caliber doesn't make a move like this unless she sees something the rest of the world hasn't caught on to yet.